Good evening, everyone. We're going to call the meeting to order, and we're going to start with the land acknowledgement statement. We acknowledge that the ground on which we live is the traditional territory of Caldwell First Nation, of the Three Fires Confederacy, and the original people of Point Pelee and Pelee Island and its surrounding lands and waters, and that of the Huron-Wendat and Wyandot peoples. We recognize and respect the First Nations who are stewards of the land and waters of Turtle Island and who have embraced this stewardship since time immemorial. We would also like to acknowledge the contributions of other nearby First Nation communities and all original people across Turtle Island. Board members, any disclosures of your interest? There being none, if we can get an adoption of the minutes from our March 25th, 2024 meeting and the minutes from the April 4th, 2024 meeting. Moved in support. All in favor? And that carries. Moves right into our presentations and delegations, which is item 1, our new LaSalle Police Service member introductions to the board. And I will turn it over to Chief Davies.
Good. All right. Where is he? Senior Constable Tim McGinnis, if you can come forward, please. Just have you stand up here. Yeah, facing kind of with me if you can. And you jump in here. There we go. All right. So, Mayor Malash and members of the LaSalle Police Services Board, it's my pleasure to introduce Senior Constable Tim McGinnis. He's a 13-year veteran of policing in the province of Ontario. Started with us on Monday, January 29th, 2024, and we're excited to have him here. So if I can call Deputy Chief Jason Woods to read a bit of a bio, and then I'll say a few words after as well.
Good evening, everybody. Tim moved to LaSalle when he was 5 years old with his mom, Carol, dad, Tim Sr., and younger sister, Sunny, and subsequently attended Sacred Heart Elementary School. Tim eventually attended St. Thomas of Villanova High School and spent most of his formative years in the town of LaSalle. While attending Sacred Heart, Tim participated in the Grade 6 VIP program taught by LaSalle's now retired Sergeant Dave Dean. It was Sergeant Dean's impact as his VIP officer that pointed Tim in the direction of pursuing a career in law enforcement. During his time attending Villanova, Tim had the good fortune of being selected as one of LaSalle Police's co-op students, which strengthened his desire and passion to continue to pursue a career in law enforcement. Tim then attended St. Clair College, where he obtained a diploma in law and security and a second diploma in police foundations. During that time, and as a result of a suggestion by then LaSalle Constable and now Sergeant Jerry Brune, Tim worked as a security guard, private investigator, and loss prevention officer to improve his chances of achieving a career as a police officer. In 2006, at the age of 21, Tim was hired by the Windsor Police Service as a special constable working primarily within the detention unit. In 2010, Tim had the good fortune of being hired as a police officer with the Halton Regional Police Service. During his time with Halton, he was given the opportunity to work as a coach officer and within the part-time Provincial Anti-Violence Intervention Team. In 2012, Tim was given the Chief's Award for Policing Excellence for his role in life-saving efforts of the Burlington Via train derailment. Tim also sat on various committees within the service that included the Criminal Provincial E-Brief Transition Committee and the Police Cruiser Upgrade Transition Committee. Tim was also a part of the committee that brought Halton Regional Police to participate in the Toronto Pride Parade in 2015 and 2016. In 2017, Tim and his wife, Erin, relocated back to Essex County when Tim was hired as a police officer with the Windsor Police Service. Shortly after being hired, Tim was fortunate enough to be selected to work out of the newly formed Amherstburg Detachment when Windsor Police took over the town's policing services. In 2020, Tim was selected to work within the Amherstburg Detachment's Criminal Investigation Division, where he's primarily responsible for persons offenses, including intimate partner violence and child abuse investigations, financial crimes, and monitoring the town's sex offender registry. While in Amherstburg, Tim volunteered his time in spearheading the detachment's polar plunge team and organized a COVID-safe polar plunge that eventually raised thousands of dollars. Tim also created the Amherstburg Detachment fundraising team for the Coldest Night of the Year charity walk that raised $1,000 for local underprivileged youth in the community. During his time in Amherstburg It reignited his desire to not only continue to work in a community policing styled environment, but to police the town that has meant so much to him for so many years. Tim would like to thank the town of LaSalle for the opportunity to continue his policing career here, and is eternally grateful to Chief Davies and Deputy Chief Woods for selecting him for this position he has pursued since grade 6.
So Mayor Malash and members of the board, it's my pleasure to introduce Senior Constable Tim McInnes. We're certainly fortunate to have him. The recruiting team did a fantastic job screening through candidates. Tim was successful, and we're very grateful to have him, a LaSalle resident, and certainly somebody who was proud of our community as well. So if you'd like to say a few words.
I just wanted to thank the service board, the town, the police service, including Chief Davies and Deputy Woods, to be able to, what I consider to have the privilege of working for LaSalle Police. I'm incredibly honored to work for this service and to be a part of this town and community. Thank you.
So on behalf of the board, I will send your congratulations to you now instead of afterwards. It is definitely a pleasure to be able to welcome you back to the town of LaSalle and our community and have you working here on your own streets. I too had Senior Constable Dave Dean in grade 6, but I didn't, I guess, go in the same direction. But we're very happy to welcome you home. So thank you for joining us.
If I could call up Constable Todd Smiley, please. All right. Constable Todd Smiley was sworn in as a cadet on Monday, December the 5th, 2023. Afterward, he attended the basic constable recruit training course at the Ontario Police College, graduating just to this past March 15th. And on March 25th, we swore him in as Constable 4th Class to begin his field training with his coach officer. And so we're certainly glad to have Todd, and Deputy Woods will read his bio as well.
Todd Smiley was born in Sarnia, Ontario. He moved to Windsor in 1998 with his parents Mike and Pat Smiley, along with his brother Sean. Todd attended Riverside High School and upon graduating attended the University of Windsor. He graduated with a bachelor's degree in arts and sciences, sociology. Todd moved to LaSalle in 2015 with his wife Sarah. They have 2 daughters, Sophia and Addison. He is a longtime volunteer with Victim Services of Windsor, Essex as both a crisis volunteer and team leader. Todd also has volunteer experience with the Snow Angels snow shoveling program within the city of Windsor. Prior to employment with the LaSalle Police Service, Todd was a correctional officer at the Southwest Detention Center and the Sarnia Jail. Todd is honored to have the opportunity to serve the citizens of LaSalle. He'd like to thank his wife, Sarah, for her never-ending support. Todd would also like to thank Chief Davies of LaSalle Police Service and the Police Services Board for their support and warm welcome to the team.
All right, members of the board, again, Constable Smiley went through the recruiting process with our recruiting team and was successful in making it this far. And one thing about Todd is he brings with him some life experience, and he's not a younger candidate, but certainly one that we have a lot of faith in, a lot of trust in, and we figure he's going to fit in very well with our team in LaSalle. So, Todd, if you'd like to say a few words. Appreciate it.
I would like to just say thank you to Chief Davies and Deputy Chief Woods for this opportunity, as well as the Police Service Board. I'll echo Tim's that this is a privilege to serve the town of LaSalle. And I just want to again say thank you to my wife and my family for all the support throughout the years. Thank you.
And again, on behalf of the board, I'm going to congratulate you on completing your course. Obviously, that's a daunting task to go through that, especially with a young family at home. So congratulations to you on that. And I know you've been in LaSalle, I think you said since 2015, but we're very happy to have you join our service. So welcome and thank you and congratulations to both of you. If we can maybe take a 5-minute break and do quick pictures, and then we can resume the meeting, okay? So family, feel free to come up and do all your photos up here.
Oh, this thing's massive.
All right, so following the two introductions, we do have the recommendation that the memorandum from Chief Davies dated April 9th, 2024 regarding the introduction to the new LaSalle Police Service members be received, and that the LaSalle Police Services Board recognize the newest members of LaSalle Police Service. Moved in support, all in favor, and that carries. C1, which is reports for action, item 1, the 2025 to 2028 LaSalle Police Service Strategic Business Plan. Chief, I guess is that you, or is that? Any comments?
No, just in our correspondence that we did talk about putting together a committee for this, and certainly that would be welcome going forward. The current business plan obviously ends the end of this year, and going forward, I believe it's a 4-year plan. So starting for 2025, it would be, I believe it's 4 or up to 4. I'm not sure. Just 4-year plan. Okay. So 4-year plan going forward, and I think it certainly, as you mentioned, a committee would be wise to put together for that as well.
Sorry. So in the past, we didn't have a committee that created this. So the thought was, with the changes in the department and the change of the board, it was a good time for us to do it as a committee. So we'll probably follow up the next meeting with maybe recommendations. Is that, yeah, for the like committee. Is it the whole?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just start with the recommendations at that meeting, or how does that work?
Usually, like the last time we did a separate meeting with the strategic business plan.
Okay.
So we can get those started, work with them.
Okay. Okay. Everyone's good with that? So the recommendations that the memorandum for the board secretary dated April 9th regarding the 2025-2028 LaSalle Police Service Strategic Business Plan be received, and that LaSalle Police Services Board, in partnership with the Chief of Police, begin the process of reviewing, preparing an updated strategic business plan for the LaSalle Police Service.
So moved.
Moved in support. All in favor? That carries. Item 2, we have the 2024 Spring Conference in AGM. So let me go into that here. So we do have 2 worked into our budget now, where 2 members can attend the conference. Last year, we had Deputy Mayor Akpata and yourself went, correct? You went to that one last year? And Mike, right? Okay. So putting it back out there this year for 2 people who would be interested in attending, it's June 3rd through 5th at Blue Mountain Resort. I know we've had 1 person express interest. Is anyone else interested in attending?
I would like to go if it's possible.
Okay. So we'll put the 1 down, and we'll have that other spot if someone is interested in attending, just to let us know sooner than later. So with that, if we can just approve the recommendation that's before you. Moved, support, all in favor? And that carries. Item 3, which is a request for a team at the 2024 LaSalle Police Youth Foundation Golf Tournament. And that's coming from me, I guess. I attended my first meeting for the LaSalle Police Foundation Golf Tournament. Learned a lot. It's a lot of work that goes into that, that's for sure, but they do a great job. They had commented that it may be nice to have a team from the board. We have to decide 2 things. 1, if we have enough people to want to do a team, and 2, if that is an expense that comes out of the board. Right now, it's not budgeted for, so if not this year, maybe next year we can budget for it. I bowl, it doesn't go in the air, it's not golf, we can't call it golf. So I'm definitely not someone you want on your team, but if anybody else is interested, if not, like I said, this year, maybe we can work it into the budget for next year. No, this year it's at 7 Lakes. So is there any interest in golf? I couldn't.
Probably 4-man best ball, isn't it? Sure.
So we're a room full of golfers, I can tell.
That's what it usually is.
Yes. Okay. Anybody else?
Regrettably, Chair, I can't because of my back injuries.
Yes, understood. I guess not. So we'll figure something out. Maybe there's another way we can show our support since we won't have a team put in. Yeah. Yeah, I know they do need volunteers, so.
And also, can we help with support of like co-sponsors? Like to seek co-sponsors or to seek prizes or anything?
Absolutely, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I don't really think there's anything you need on that one. There's no. Yeah, so it's just a motion to receive that report, moved in support, all in favor? Okay, so I'm not sure why we invited the chief and deputy chief here today. They certainly don't have a lot to add in here. So normally in council meetings, we do items to received as consent agenda and we receive them all together unless someone wants to speak to something specifically. So there are 6 items that are part of our information items to be received. If you reviewed them and if anyone has any questions on any of them, please let me know and we can pull it out and discuss it specifically. Is there any comments you want to make on any of those reports that need clarification before we approve them?
Just with respect to the 2023 Crime Call and Public Disorder Analysis Report, that's a report I prepare every year. I've been doing that for the last 20-some-odd years. It does take our comparative data and compares it year by year. One note in there worth noting is the change of our records management system, obviously in 2021, as I've alluded to in the past. The new way of capturing business under the Versaterm software as compared to the old Interpol software is a bit different. That's why those numbers look a bit skewed. I believe it's on page 22 of the agenda item. And when you look at our complaint types, all complaint types show a pretty significant large number in 2020 and 2021, and then kind of even out at 22 and 23. However, if you look at the second line down, the reactive calls for service, they show a pretty steady trajectory. And just looking over our analysis of the information, I do a comparative chart as well on specific incident types throughout all different categories, all our different incident types. And I haven't noticed anything that's really troubling to me. That's one thing that it looks like things are pretty consistent. However, we are noticing that there is an increase in the number of calls for service. And but when you look at on page 23, we do report to the Canadian Centre for Justice and Community Safety Statistics. That's Stats Canada. They gather all our data from on crime trends right across the country. And they usually do a comparator, a crime severity index, and usually there's a ranking that's sent out. And this year it's scheduled for around, if I'm not mistaken, in July 25th or 26th. And July 25th of 2024, that will be released publicly. And that will show where we kind of rank on the crime severity index. And at this particular juncture, I don't foresee us being any worse than what we have been, but our trends are looking like we're starting to see slightly different trends in different areas. If you look at our violent crime, we're actually reduced from 2022 to 2023. You look at our property, we're up a little bit. So there's some variation that are there, but overall, if you look at the number of incidents that are reported to the Canadian Centre for Justice Statistics, in 2020 it went from 605, 2021 it went to 622, 2022 went to 739, and now we're at 2023 is 779. So that trajectory is kind of moving in the direction of getting higher. But again, part of the factors that also play into this is the COVID-19 pandemic that we went through, and those numbers, some different services were seeing higher trends when it came to intimate partner violence and things like that. We didn't see that necessarily here. However, we are seeing some slight increases in that are getting somewhere, not quite to pre-pandemic levels, but they are taking a trajectory that are increasing slightly as well. So we are keeping in tune with that. It's not anything that's lost on us, and we are dedicating resources to where we feel we need to address those concerns.
Questions? Any questions or comments? No? There being none, if that's all we have. Then we are going to receive the 2023 Crime Call and Public Disorder Analysis Report. We will also receive the LaSalle Police Service Board 2024 Correspondence Summary Number 3, the Crime Stoppers Coordinator Statistical Report for March 2024, the LaSalle Police Service's monthly stats for February 2023 over 24, the Kingsville Fire Dispatch stats for March 2023 over 2024, and our LaSalle Police Service financial statements. And we have mover and support. All in favor? That carries. Any questions or statements by board members? There being none, your scheduled meeting is below. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.